All right, metalheads, this is DJ REM with the Crushed Beyond Dust show on Metal Devastation Radio, and I have Ven from the band Dead Earth Politics on the line. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, man?
I am doing very well. Very happy to have you on the line. I appreciate you taking the time to call in and and talk to us and hang out with everybody at Metal Devastation Radio.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for having me, man. I've been looking forward to it. Ran over here from school. Yeah, I'm still in school. Unfortunately, ran over here. I was like, I got to put the metal face on.
Exactly. Oh, we're having dog attack.
Not mine.
So why don't we start by, if you could introduce yourself and the other members of the band that are not with us tonight.
You got it. My name is Ben Scott. I'm the lead vocalist for the band. I've been with the band since 2005. That's when we officially became Dead Earth Politics. On drums, we have Mason Evans. Bass, we have Will Little. And our two newest babies, we got our lead guitarist extraordinaire, Tim Driscoll, who actually hails from the New England area, but made the right decision, moved down to Texas a couple of years ago, and made the wrong decision and said yes, and we invited him to join the band. And then our newest inductee, Aaron Kennedy, we played with his former band, Shrapnel, quite often when they were still active. And he came on board as a second act here about a month or two ago. With Trial by Fire, actually, we said the whole audition process is going to culminate in you playing your very first shows with us during South by Southwest, and he had like 5 weeks to learn, a 30, 45-minute set, and he did it with style. So
very cool. So what is going on with you guys right now? What do you guys have lined up?
Oh man, right now it's writing. We've got several big shows that already announced. We're playing with Anvil at the Dirty Dog Bar, Anvil, and Shadow Spectrum, Golgotha, and Legion. We're all joining for a Come and Take a production next Monday, actually, at the Dirty Dog Bar in Austin, at Emo's in Austin. Emo's East, we're playing with Down for the very first Rock Heart fundraiser event. And you and I, before we went on air, we were talking about how we've been seeing metalheads putting fundraising events together more so than almost any genre that's out there. And this is one of them, actually, spearheaded by Bruce Corbett from War Beast and Rigor Mortis, who unfortunately, I don't know if you're aware, but Mike Scascia, Rigor Mortis' guitarist, passed away I think it was about 2 years ago. He had a heart failure on stage, and so Bruce, with Casey and Mike Scascia's family, put this fund together, Rock Heart, this foundation together, and this will be the first official Rock Heart Foundation fundraiser event, and it's going to be under Down's banner, which was really, really awesome of Phil and company to do. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have set up right now. A couple of things we can't yet announce just because we still have things in the works. But the main goal is to write, and our goal is hopefully by the end of the year to have a new album either recording or in the mixing process. Just depends on how quickly things go as far as tours and whatnot.
Okay, very cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. So how long have you guys been together? How long has Dead Earth Politics been around?
Since time eternal, it seems like. 2005 is when we officially became Dead Earth Politics. Before that, Mason and Will knew each other since, 1905. I'm not sure. They're the oldest cats in the band, so you're going to have to cut them in half, count the rings, and then ask them that question. But I think they've been jamming for I think up to this point probably about 10 or so years, and there was another dude, Ernie Clark, who played guitar originally, and they went through a couple of iterations. They were dirt box and they were grunt, and then I came into the fold, and we eventually changed our moniker.
So where's the name of the band Dead Earth Politics come from then?
Oh, it's a trade secret right there. But I tell you what, if you look in the Book of Revelation, you look in the 19th chapter, every sixth word and every sixth letter beyond each word, if you match up from that chapter, may just spell out Dead Earth Politics. I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying it might.
Very interesting. For everybody out there listening, check it out and confirm for me, please. I want to know before the show's over.
To look at the Bible.
I hope no one spontaneously combusts when they try. So, how often do you guys get together and practice on a weekly basis?
Anywhere from, we only get together as a full band once a week. But we get together and we write in pairs and sometimes trios, anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. But a lot of the writing grunt work happens usually solo. I play guitar and well enough to pass an idea over to one of my 2 guitarists who actually knows how to play the instrument. So I can relay song ideas and say, okay, Tim, here, take this. Now make it sound decent. And Tim and Aaron will write up. Aaron, when he joined, he immediately started recording things on his iPhone and sending it our way, just little riffs and things like that. So a lot of basic skeletal compositional stuff actually happens 5 to 7 days a week. But as far as everybody getting into one room together, it's usually once or twice a week.
Okay, very cool. So let's talk about this EP that's out and being pushed right now. What do you want to say about that?
The Queen of Steel. I'm extremely proud of where this EP has gone. When we brought in new members, that being Tim, there was another cat named Craig who was with us for a little while, but that didn't quite work out. And now Aaron. We started experimenting with things a little bit differently. If you listen to our old album, Weight of Poseidon, and our EP previous to that, Mark the Resistance, you'll notice a distinct difference. I like to use the word evolution. The first thing is that we tuned a step up, so now we're in E flat. And the riffs that Tim started bringing, and now that Aaron is bringing, they were at a certain level where I think, I can't speak for Mason or Will, but where I, as a founding member of this iteration, was like, okay, so what I'm doing right now will not do this music any justice. I usually did the heavy growl, screaming sort of stuff, but I've always had in my heart an absolute love for, new wave of British heavy metal and power metal and things like that. So I started to dust off the old, hey, let's actually work with some melody in my voice, booklet, reviewing a few things, and got with Jason McMaster from Watchtower and Broken Teeth and Dangerous Toys. Got with him to kind of give me some pointers as well as a vocal coach, and really started hammering out, different ways that I could apply my voice rather than just a percussive instrument and more of a melodic accompaniment and maintain balls,
Right.
And I think that I was successful in this, and I'm probably my biggest critic. If I can't listen to one of our songs, then we're not gonna finish cutting it. I've got to do something else with it. And I actually find myself somewhat bearable. So I was really happy with how that turned out. Taz, a producer and an engineer, he did a whole lot of work with all of us, but especially with me and pushing me. You know, you're not hitting it, and it just took what I did not only into a new world, but a new level, you know, kind of within that next step. So, and the guitar work is just phenomenal. There are so many layers that we have now musically going on that if you sit down and you listen to it, I still find stuff that I didn't notice before that was being played, because now I've heard this part enough, so now my brain is focusing on this. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I could sit here and take up your entire show talking about how excited I am about this EP.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. I mean, that means you like it, so very good. So I have to ask, who designed the cover art for you guys? Because it's killer.
Right on. Ginzelman. His name is Ginzelman. Gonzalo. He actually did the work for The Weight of Poseidon as well. He's based out of Chile, and he does a lot of stuff for fantasy art. In fact, if you play World of Warcraft, which I have been known to do in my past, you'll see some of his art there.
Oh wow.
I did the actual layout, but we made sure that we got someone pro who knew how to actually draw and execute a concept.
Very cool.
But, yeah, his stuff is great.
Yeah, well, from concept to actual art, man, it's awesome. Very good, very cool.
Well, thanks.
So let's talk about the 3 tracks a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me find them here. There we go. So tell me about Redneck Dragon Slayer.
Redneck Dragon Slayer is it's funny how it turned out that the 3 tracks were all about an individual person rather than, you know, one track being about an idea and whatnot. But Redneck Dragon Slayer actually started off as sort of an homage 2 years ago to Sons of Anarchy, of which the majority of the band are huge fans. But as we evolved, that word again, as we evolved, I changed up the lyrics a little bit, and we really started, I guess I sort of started getting into a fantasy mode where I kind of got tired, and still to a degree, about singing about politics and how much religion pisses me off, and how much all of this other stuff happens. Because, you know, it's not just that everybody else sings about that, but it's, you know, you've got to paint with different colors to keep yourself interested as an artist, or at least I do. And so that's how that kind of geared around, and the name Redneck Dragon Slayer was originally a placeholder. We have placeholder names until one or all of us lay out lyrics, like Scotch and Pancakes is the song that we're working on right now. But the concept is just basically, what if a bunch of just drunk rednecks were sitting around playing D&D, and their avatar, the avatar of, you know, whoever their tank was just a big old redneck wearing chainmail. So,
Okay.
nothing really deep about it.
That's cool.
Other than just the pictures that I like to paint.
Very nice. Okay, so what about Queen of Steel? Obviously, the title of the EP. So what's up with that track?
Queen of Steel is actually my favorite song to perform, definitely. And the lyrics were actually written by Mason. I whittled a few things down, but they were pretty much turnkey. And the song itself is simply about this badass bitch who just goes through, you know, it's kind of like the reverse of the patriarchal religions, just plowing through, you know, the European mother goddess tribes and destroying them. This is the mother goddess coming back, reincarnate, taking back everything, just destroying everything, taking it. If you're in her way, she will put her knee to your throat and just make you lick her boot. Just badass bitch. But the thing about this song that I love the most is just you'd be surprised that a drummer wrote this, because it's so many. And no offense to all my drummers, I'm sure I have rehearsal tomorrow. I'm sure I'm going to get a beating. But the wordsmithery, I just really like. In the gloaming, I defy you to find another song right now that uses the word gloaming. So.
All right, very good, man. And then Madness of the Wanderer, and I'm going to tell you, of the 3 tracks, and I dig them all, that's my favorite.
No, that's cool. That was the easiest one to write lyrics to. That song went through an interesting metamorphosis. And when one day Tim came over to my house, and I was like, let's get together, let's kind of finish up this composition. And it didn't take long to put sort of the basis of the song together, and that riff it grabbed me in such a way that I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to write about. And I'm a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan, and so I immediately started putting pen to paper, just kind of following the footsteps, or what I believe to be sort of the footsteps and the goings-on in the mind of Abdul Hazred, the Mad Arab, the scriber of the Necronomicon and H.P. Lovecraft lore. And so that's where that came out. That's straight up exactly what that's from. I'm lifting from one of the greatest horror writers, arguably the greatest horror writer of our lifetime, and probably any lifetime beyond this. And it's just, that is one of my favorite songs from Hustle. I'll tell you though, it's that single high note there, right after the chorus stuff. I can only enjoy the song after that note, because I have to focus. Like, okay, I have to focus, because everybody's going to drop out, and if I really take this one, it's going to be incredibly noticeable, and I can't hide.
Right. Very cool. Well, thanks for going through the tracks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
So, what got you into music? So what kind of influences have you had through your life, and even to this day, that made you want to do this kind of thing and keep doing it?
Man, it's that's really tough to say, because I come from a pretty eclectic background. Every actor wants to be a rock star, and every rock star wants to be an actor. I'm probably not either one, but just for the sake of argument, let's say that I'm a rock star or whatever. But I've always been in performance. I've been in theater for 20 years. Let's say that I'm an actor, and I've been in theater for like 20, 25 years, and I just got tired of forgive the horrible pun. I got tired of all the drama. There's just a whole lot, of politics behind it. So I got out of that for a little while, and then when I was 24, I was going through a divorce, and my life was it was void of artistic expression, pretty much. And I looked in the Chronicle, and by chance there was, this band who was looking for this type of vocalist, and I auditioned, went through a 2-week process, and eventually, after they picked somebody else and then he got arrested, picked me, and I went on from there. But as far as music, man, music has been the pulse of my life ever since I was a kid. Anything from Weird Al to early Michael Jackson to Twisted Sister, but I really got into rock. I mean, rock became my focus when I discovered Queensryche. It was Empire.
Oh, I love that album.
Empire.
Love that album.
Yeah, no, I fell for the genre, and then after that it was Metallica. Then it went on to Slayer, then Morbid Angel, and Carcass, and Cannibal Corpse, and then I kind of went back around, and now and then it was like new wave of British heavy metal and power metal and things like that. I remember distinctly thinking when I was like 15 or 16 that if the vocals were high pitched, that there's no way I was going to listen to it. I was one of those kids, and though I missed out on it when I was 15 or 16, I'm able to discover it now. So.
Very cool. Do you remember your very first metal band you ever heard?
If we're going beyond Queensryche, if we're not going to call them metal, then it would probably be Metallica. Several years before that, I had heard I saw one on MTV, and I didn't dislike it, but it wigged me out a little bit because at that time I was surrounded by family members who meant well, but were trying to ward me off of things that the devil uses as tools to grab young children. And
right.
So I didn't pay more attention to that because I was already concerned enough that I had accidentally heard it. So that would be my first brush with metal. My second positive brush with metal, I guess, would be Metallica again. Shortly after my discovery of Queensryche.
Very cool.
I think that was Enter Sandman, I think.
Yeah, my first was Megadeth.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, which one?
Oh, it would have been... Hold on. Peace Cells.
Yeah.
And when I heard Peace Cells and listened to that album, I was totally hooked. That was it. I was done.
No, Megadeth is absolutely... In my formative metal years, they were probably the single biggest influence on me when I was trying to play guitar, thinking that that's what I was going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you gave it a whirl, man. That's worth something.
That's true. What it's worth, who the hell knows?
Okay, so where can people go to find out more about Dead Earth Politics? What websites and social networking do you guys use?
We are all over the interwebbing whores. You can the best hub to find everything. Your social media of choice. Go to deadearthpolitics.com. It has all of the most current stuff that we have for sale up to date and all that jazz. But it also has links to our Facebook, facebook.com/deadearthpolitics. MySpace, if anybody does that anymore, I don't know, but we have it. Twitter.com/DEP Austin. And I think Google Plus, we're on that thing now. So you can pretty much find us anywhere, Reverb Nation, all that stuff. But we're most active on Facebook. I kind of use Facebook sort of like a fan club forum, people,
right?
You can immediately respond to people, and they can respond to you, and everybody can have a jolly old time on your posts.
Very good. So, back to the EP, this new EP, The Queen of Steel. Where did you guys record, and what studio did you guys use?
We actually recorded it so that the initial tracks, it's kind of a tough question to answer, but we initially started working on it at 512 Studios with Drop Link Productions. We ended up moving and retracking a few things with Taz Osterhaus at his abode. We redid the vocals and retracked guitars and bass. So I guess in two different places you would say the core of the recording occurred. Okay,
well, very cool. All I can say is it turned out, from my perspective, really good. It sounds awesome. So
that's fantastic to hear, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to take a gander.
Yeah, it's awesome. I dig it. And like I said, when the interview's over, I'm going to play all 3 tracks. So, again, that's how we roll here at Metal Devastation.
Sweet. That's funny because when we rehearse and we finish all 3 tracks, we usually play them again anyway. So why should we be the only ones tortured?
Right. We won't use the word tortured. We'll be enlightened.
There you go. Fair enough.
Okay, so this question is specifically for you. If I grabbed your iPod, MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Oh man, you would find a lot of local stuff: Critical Assembly, Head Crusher, Death Will Tremble. You also find some old Elton John, Madman Across the Water, stuff like that. Lorena McKinnon. You'll also find some Les Miserables soundtrack stuff on there. You'll find some Carcass, Morbid Angel. I've been listening to a lot of Cobra and the Lotus. I don't know if you've heard them out of Canada. I love that band. Some Holy Grail. So it's just like, it's a mishmash of stuff. You would not be able to figure out what the hell was up just by looking at my iPod.
That's awesome, man. That means you have a wide range of musical tastes and you don't pigeonhole yourself into one style. That's awesome.
I think that's one of the reasons why we're able to kind of write the music that we write, because someone brings in a song, and if it rocks and it turns into a song. There's no, yeah man, that rocks, but it doesn't really sound like Dead Earth Politics, so we're going to have to do something different, which I've run into with several bands that I've played with before.
Right. Very good. Okay, so when you're not doing music and talking to guys like me, what do you do to relax? You got any crazy hobbies or anything you like to do?
Relax? What the hell is that? I don't know, because when I'm not doing music, I'm updating the website or building a new website or setting up social meets for the band. I don't know what relaxing is, but every now and then I am able to sit down, maybe drink a margarita or something and play my PS3.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. I like to. I'm knees deep into Borderlands 2 right now, and I'm ready to start up Diablo 3. So I do that, and my wife and I like to go out and about in the backyard and work in our garden, put up and fix the fence that the contractor didn't quite fix correctly. Things like that.
Damn contractors.
Ahead of mine.
Okay, so what would you say sets Dead Earth Politics apart from all the other bands out there? What are they going to get if they come see you live and, when they listen to your music?
Man, I think Mason says it best when he tells people that we are a metal band with a rock and roll ethic. There is a lot of movement and audience engagement from everybody on the stage. When you come to see us, you're not just going to see a bunch of guys pacing around back and forth or staying in one place and banging their head. Granted, there are some bands that, the level of complexity with their music requires them to stay in one place so they can play it correctly. We are not that band. We're here to have fun, and we totally think it's okay to smile and goof off and be dipshits on stage. And so that's essentially what you're going to get. And a whole bunch of good guys just appreciative of the fact that you're even there, throwing your horns up, singing along even though you don't know the lyrics, and maybe buying a shirt or two.
Very cool. Well, I will strongly encourage anybody that comes to your show and listen to your music, buy some merch, download the EP. Where's a good place for them to purchase the EP, by the way?
Bandcamp right now, deadearthpolitics.bandcamp.com. It is a pay what you want option, so you can download it for free. But if you want to throw us $1 or $100, that's cool too.
That's right. Whatever you're willing to participate in giving. What about merchandise? You have that for sale somewhere?
We do, absolutely. If you go to deadearthpolitics.com, there's a link to our merch.
Okay, very good.
And you can get all of our current shirts and I think even some physical CDs for Way to Poseidon as well.
Okay, very good. Okay, So what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a live show you've done? And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be cool.
All right. Well, I would say that this happened at a show, though it wasn't necessarily while we were playing. And somewhere we have video evidence of this. But a couple of hearing impaired lesbian girls started going at it pretty hardcore in the women's bathroom. And our ex-guitarist sent his then girlfriend in with a little camera. Said, "This is going on in this bathroom. You're going to have to go videotape it." And we have about 4 minutes of sweet lesbian debauchery.
That's awesome and crazy all at the same time. Very cool. Okay, so now this next question is the most important question of the interview, so I hope you're ready.
Okay, well, I'm bracing myself.
Yeah, you might need to.
All right.
Which one of you guys in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror before you go live on stage?
Before we go live? Oh, man, that's tough. Figure that out. I don't know. I'm not really sure because I'm standing in front of the mirror for such a long period of time that I can't focus on the other guys.
So we're just going to go with you then. Okay.
If that's what you infer, that's what you infer. That's not what I said.
Yeah, that's kind of what you said.
Fair enough.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to tell people tuned in? People are going to hear this once it's on YouTube. Anything I haven't asked you about Dead Earth Politics you want to make sure people know?
Oh, man. It just, local metal is what happens before you become national and international. So don't shove off a local show, no matter where you are, because they're not a national act. Lamb of God was a local band before. Mastodon was. Just go out and support your local metal scene. And when bands like us, who are still local, come touring in your area, come out and give us a chance. And like I said, we'll give you the best rock and roll show you've ever seen at a metal show in your life.
Okay, very cool. And I, once again, will strongly encourage everyone to check these guys out, whether it be on Facebook or a live show in your area. And don't forget to request them when you come to the station. I will gladly play on my show. I'll make sure the rest of the DJs have your tracks as well, so when people come to request, they can play them.
Rock on, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing what you do and supporting schlubs like us.
No problem. It's what we love to do. We love to talk to bands and help push. Let me rephrase that. We like to talk to good bands and help promote and push their music. So, definitely.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you hold on the line for a minute, if you don't mind. I am going to, we're going to play some Dead Earth Politics. We're going to start with Redneck Dragon Slayer. So, once again, thank you, everybody out there, for tuning in. This has been a killer interview, as usual, on Metal Devastation Radio. And, to crank it up, Dead Earth Politics, Redneck Dragon Slayer.